stock in Trader Joe's, and I teach yoga. So, yeah, like I said, I'm a white woman. You guys should have figured that out quicker. It's just in the contract. So what I put together for you guys tonight was somewhere between, I don't know, something informative about yoga and then something that we're probably going to have to make funny together. Because the reason that the backdrop of this is a bunch of coffee items is I actually thought this show was at a coffee shop tonight. So we're starting off aces, you guys. All right, let's do it. We'll get to the Q&A later, but I think what's most important here is the clip art. It was a template on Canva, and I was like, this feels like too perfect to change. But I don't know what's going on there. What do you guys, do any of you do yoga in the room? Clap it up, make some noise, yeah. Long-haired white men, and okay, very good. Very good, we like to see it. We like to see it. So what is yoga to y'all?
Stretching.
Stretching?
Yeah, getting my body ready for the day.
I didn't look back here to ask, okay. Getting your body ready for the day? Okay, we accept that. So yeah, I teach yoga, but I also lead teacher trainings on this. I'm also the president of Prison Yoga Chicago, where we teach at Cook County Jail. So just to be real clear, yeah, the rest of you can take as long as you need to process the information. But I just say that top to let y'all know while you're deciding how much good energy to give me. Keep in mind at all times I have 3 people on my phone who will kill for me. Okay, so. I also say that to flex a little bit so you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about and that I know it too. And I don't know why I just felt the need to threaten you guys. Okay, let's move on. Yoga is worth a roast. I'll just say that up front. I do yoga, I practice yoga, I believe in it, right? But this is also a $100 billion industry now, made possible by people like me. So. Sorry that we appropriated. We took it and then we made a lot of money on it. So what's happening now, or I guess where it originally started, the yoga, something like 10,000 years old, We think it's kind of modern and new, but a bunch of people were doing shit one-on-one a long time ago. It was actually specifically Indian man to Indian man, no women, and then white women, but no women and then us. So a couple of these texts were passed down over and over. A couple different people put some, thought and then their own spin on things, kind of like comedy now. Thank you. That was kind of cute for us.
Just for us, we felt that. Thank you. Thank you.
Well played.
So it was kind of moving through men and monks for a while, and then this guy, Swami Vivekananda, decided that he was going to bring this shit to the Chicago World's Fair. Can we make some noise for Chicago?
Yeah.
Because we're here for y'all, yeah. So actually yoga's first sighting in the US was in Chicago, and then a couple of people kept it moving, kept it doing modern yoga, and then this guy, Krishnamacharya, stopped his own heart, and everyone was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Maybe we're interested. So yoga's got a lot of parts to it, right? There's the asana positions, which means to sit. It also means everything you do. But before that, the process of yoga, these things are a lot like the 10 Commandments. It's actually very philosophical and a vibe. It's a whole ass vibe. But the idea of it is basically yamas are your relationships to others. You got to get those right so you can get right with yourself is the niyamas portion, and you got to do those things before you can even do physical asana. So true yogis would tell you you're not really doing a handstand if you're fucked up with your boyfriend. It's not. They would say you're not really doing it. Instagram would say it differently. And then you work on your breath work, you work on your sense control. You meditate and concentrate, and then samadhi is the state of bliss that a lot of yoga teachers talk about being what? enlightened, you know, enlightened AF or whatever the fuck the tank top says now. In any event, this is like a little context. This guy Yengar came along after like that whole other timeline that I'm sure no one cared to look at. He came along and then published this book on like a bunch of different postures that we now call, like, I think the modern Ashtanga yoga or the sequence in a row. So what I thought what might be fun is if we took some of the poses, learned their actual names, their English translation names, and then probably what they should be called. So, or at least what my semi-high brain this morning decided. So, okay, let's start with a nice and easy one. Mountain pose or Tadasana. Do you guys want to say Tadasana?
Tadasana.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Okay. So this is mountain pose, and I'm gonna bastardize every single one of these pronunciations, even though I am a teacher and a teacher trainer. It's just it's white culture to do it. We just have to do it. So this is called mountain pose, where you stand like super erect, aggressively. So I just named it. Does anybody notice I'm too high? I know what I'm doing. Okay. There is a forward fold in yoga. We call that Uttanasana. You guys can yell back if you want. I don't care. It's starting to feel weird. Uttanasana, but I titled this, My Boss Just Asked Me to Work This Weekend. So, I went into hiding. Okay. We call this half fold Ardha Uttanasana, and I have a little white woman saying, "Is this a twerking?"
Yeah, that is how you ask.
Yeah.
That is how you kind of ask.
Yeah. Is this a twerking? Thank you. That deserves more from you guys. That's my favorite one, so it only gets worse.
Yeah. That's an accurate photo. Good job.
Thank you. Okay. All right, this is called upward hands or Urdhva Hastasana. Your hastas are your hands. You guys can take that home with you and never use again. It was called Urdhva Hastasana, and I said, my new video got over 200,000 views on TikTok.
Good job.
Yeah.
That might be a little back too, okay. Okay, this is called plank pose. Real thing is called plank asana. That feels like we made it up. I'm sure we did. And then I said what missionary looks like in porn.
Yeah, that's accurate.
And porn alone.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I just kind of. Yeah.
Well,
that definitely, that pose definitely looks like it has no rhythm. So yeah, that's tracking.
He's doing push-ups during the sex. Like that's how he's.
yeah, porn.
We love it.
And you do too.
Okay, Katie, I think you might like this next one then, because this is called Cobra Pose. Bhujangasana, or I said what missionary actually looks like. From below. You guys should look at these guys' faces up close after this, because it's upsetting. Okay. This is called Wild Thing. I'm not even gonna bother.
No, you should bother. You should bother. You made this list.
Yeah.
I did. I actually didn't even know what this one's called. Kamata Karasana. That's not
Sure.
Kamata Karasana. There's no vowel in between there. I don't know. Okay. So this is Wild Thing, or Rihanna just released a new album. You kind of have to see her face.
It kind of looks like one of those like Renaissance paintings where it's like some woman in horrible despair, and like the title is like, "This woman's child's work." I'm.
Y'all listen to somebody lose a thought, mid-thought, like, oh shit.
And it's crazy because we all felt it coming. We're like, yeah, there, he lost his thought.
I had it, and you should have. You could. Imagine how funny that would have been if I nailed what I was trying to say.
Yeah, but we all knew you weren't.
Good job, Ian.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's a good one.
So part of the thing about the show is that like we're all we're all high, so that's like
You should let women speak.
well I'm just sitting my white ass down and I'm listening.
No, this is great for me. Yeah, I liked it. Okay. And I just realized I put Rihanna here so I wouldn't be as white as abhorrently possible, but for her it's obviously Taylor Swift. And kind of for me too. Okay. This is called Fire Breath. This one's really stupid. I said they relate with my green juice again.
This guy also looks like the guy who played a vampire in Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a fucking vampire
Obviously I know
man.
that.
That is a vampire man that wants his green juice. Okay.
Also kind of like that guy that killed Marissa on the OC, you know? Like, kind of like him too, right?
I feel like you're both just talking about Jared Leto. Like, is that
Oh, it's not. Okay. It's not Jared, but he's fucking crazy.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, this is really important to me that you guys... This is my life's work of 1 hour today, so if you could just respect the main mic. Okay, we're almost done. This is called Puppy Dog, or I said what men think is happening for the whole 90 minutes at Hot Yoga. Okay, and this is called Bridge Pose, Setu Bandhasana, or I said per my last email. I think you could be the sender or the receiver in this case. Oh, you guys have tight bosses, huh? That hit way too close to home for too many of you. Okay. Okay, and then this is called Crescent, which was made up in Bikram. And then I just said, okay, they know I'm too high.
Yeah.
I think I did some other random stuff here. This is so you can actually learn something, I guess. Yoga really does, like, it improves the function of, like, your alpha and theta brain waves, okay? Those are the brain waves in your brain that control, like, behavioral function. They control, like, elasticity in your mood. And information processing. So those are like pretty serious, true health effects of yoga. Plus you get hotter. That's a fact. Okay, I just put this slide in here to see if I could remember anything about it, to talk about it, because it's incredibly scientific. And I'm low IQ. So, okay. So the Golgi tendon organ, the GTO, this is a bodily response. This is just good for people to know. Okay, let me give you some context for this slide. You guys are like, why? Which is fair. But we did health effects, and then what people ask me a lot when they ask about yoga is like, oh, so I have to stretch every day, right? Like I can't do that, I can't do it for an hour or whatever, but your body has what's called a GTO reflex. And what that means is basically if you stretch a muscle sort of like a rubber band, you have about 3 days before that muscle starts to revert back to its original state. So actually, if you just stretch a little bit, like every 3 days, you two can be hotter. I don't know where we're going with that.
That's all it takes?
I think,
yes. So just stretch and you're hotter?
Yeah, I think. That's why it's $100 billion industry. Because no, but yeah. And all you have to do to sort of like activate this is hold something for 30 seconds, or like we say in yoga, 5 breaths. So you hold something for 5 breaths, you activate this, and then you got a couple days to fuck around before you find out. Okay, so I think a couple things here, benefits. You get to reduce your stress, better sleep, better sex, better brain, better bowels. You get to increase your righteousness around all of your family and friends because now you are better than everyone. And then it regulates, like, again, your response, like your emotional your cortisol levels and also your sympathetic nervous system. So the fight or flight, like we constantly operate there, it takes us back down, especially the exhale. So when you're, balancing all that in your hormones, maybe sometimes you can shut the fuck up. For the Q&A, I would like to start off by asking you guys, is this clip art racist?
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, it's a Canva template. paid pro version, too, so. Yeah, capitalism, right? Okay, and then other questions. And,
I have a question. So in your last slide, it said no, it's the one where you can shut the fuck up. So the idea is that if you do yoga and you breathe in and you breathe out, you can shut the fuck up. But so many white women do yoga, and so many white women don't shut the fuck up, so it's a lie, right?
it's just fair, but as we learned today, white women do asana. White women do exercise, essentially,
They fit it all into that 1 hour, and then for the rest of the time, they get to...
Yeah, and then they get to go home and yell at their gardener, so.
Okay.
Why did you guys get weird on that one?
None of them have gardeners, that's all.
Yeah. There's a pool with Rosita, okay.
That was the end of my question, thank you.
How long have you been a yoga instructor?
Overall, probably 10 or 11 years, and jail 8.
Damn, that's it. Do you find that that really benefits the inmates that you're able to teach?
Yeah, honestly, the people in custody are better behaved than most men in green rooms. So.
Damn!
I wasn't. You guys are cool.
Yeah.
No, but truly, it's partially because it's behavior based often or whatever, and somewhat of free programming for the day. So naturally, you're just better behaved. But
Right.
yeah, the truth is they're great. They,
Cool.
So you've been working at the jail for 8 years. Have you smuggled any drugs?
In or out?
Oh, shit. Wow.
No, yeah, not super funny because huge fentanyl outbreak in CCJ earlier this year.
No doubt.
So no, but we joke. I honestly I kind of like jokes with them in there. We do two joke Tuesday, and they tell me a joke and I tell them a joke. It's a terrible idea. I will get fired. Yeah.
Where's some of the jokes?
Oh yeah, what was your favorite joke from Two Joke Tuesday?
From them.
Yeah. Or yours.
So one of my favorite jokes, that this is in relation to jail, people get tight on it, but I say that I used to tell people that I teach yoga in the criminal justice system because the justice system is pretty racist, and then yoga teachers started saying back to me, they were like, well, race is just a construct. And I was like, well, that might be true, right? But white people are still sitting on a lot of the construction paper,
Love that.
Not everyone likes that joke. But that's one from me, yeah. And theirs are funnier, honestly, but less appropriate to bring out.
Any other questions for Kathryn? Hell yeah, Kathryn Gongaware, everybody!